Now it's time to take a look at forms. And when I say forms, that's pretty boring if you ask me, but what I want you to think about is Optin forms. When you get a lead, someone comes into you, how could you differentiate yourself from everybody else that's marketing? Those done through things, the data that's in the form. So if someone gives you the name and email address, you've already seen, if you looked at our email and SMS messaging, that could set the stage for you to begin to leverage and differentiate yourself from everybody else that's marketing to them. We're going to go here and take a look at forms and see the connection. And in doing so, you're going to see what's vital in order for something to work for you. So if in fact you are going to go over and give forms, it's found in sites. Then you go up and across the top, you see websites, stores, analytics, blogs, WordPress, client portal, forms, surveys, chat widget, QR codes, redirect, all that stuff. But you want forms. You would go to Builder and you would end up here. Get to here, in your section, there's probably nothing there. You can always go to add a new form, which we're going to do now. If I look at getting a new form, I'd have to do it from scratch, or I could use a template. So if I go from scratch, I got names, last name, email, all those types of things. Now, this is important. There's fields within their system. And when you create a form and there's fields that you've added, they're going to be attached directly to that customer. So if you're marketing someone and let's say it's a golfer, someone who likes to golf, you can literally have a field for their handicap, for the type of brand clubs they use. That's just an example. Once you do that, when you go look inside contacts, it'll have all that data that collected right there for you with a label over it. So that's why this is important. For something simple, I always recommend when you do this type of thing, when you ask someone for their information, certainly I don't like to do anything without the phone number. I want all of it, right? But you can still leave that out or make it optional. So when you look at the fields that already come with a template that you make, right, or on a new form that you make, if you don't want it to be required, just click over here on the right where it says required, make it not required, okay? Now, the other thing is you can do the same thing with email or anything else. But they have to consent in order for you not to get fined, and also for you also to ensure that your messages can be going to them. You want to have a privacy in terms of service. If we set it up for you, you have one, right? If you set it up for you, we tell you to make one. There's none here. You need a terms of service as it relates to sending and receiving out SMS messages. That's the law. So you put your phone number and those types of things, and that's it. Now, this part you wouldn't have to worry about for the initial one if you fill out the form, because we do it. For now, take a look and see that if I was going to, let's say, use this privacy stuff, I would have to go see what's that linking to. I don't know anything about that. And all they did was create a link here, right? I could link, and I could see they have example.com. So there's really nothing. But if we wanted to create a web page, we could do that. That's a whole different video. For now, just note, when you work with these, you could do all kinds of things. But I noticed this doesn't really have a banner. It's not really designed nicely. But let's see, I don't want it to say button. I can click on the button, right? So I could do it this form, and I could decide I don't use green. I use another color. My buttons are usually orange, let's say, right? Or never color. If I know the exact shade of what I'm doing, I can actually go here and put in the code if I know that code. If I don't know the code, so what, right? I make the most of what I got. All right, so that's that example. Let me see if I could do this. Then, so now, but what about the word button? I don't want it to say that. Well, it's very easy, right? It should say subscribe today. It can say send info now, right? It could say whatever you want it to say, but maybe you like it, but it should be bolded. You click on this, you format on the right margin. If I want to do something more advanced, I can, right? I can click on this thing and I go even further. Maybe I want to change the layout of it, right? Maybe I want to change the background of the actual form itself with things. I could do some other miscellaneous type things in my branding. I go to themes and get new themes for this form. Okay? I can actually go to options. Then when I go to the options, what I want to do, what do I want to happen when they submit? I could determine, I could have them order something. I can have it open up another URL, web page. If I wanted to go now from there to google.com, I will do this. Now that's what's gonna happen, right? And so, but I guess it wants me to do the HTTPS. So anyway, that's how that would work. It's quite simple. Then if I want to add my Facebook pixels, right? And I want to go to the form settings based on what time zone, it will track it. If I want sticky is important. If someone's coming back to your form in some way and you don't want them to have to always put it in, it will know the first time they did it, it's going to store that. So the next time they come in and they start to type it, it's going to fill in the rest for them. So I like sticky content. So that's that part. Now, what about finishing up the form? Let's suppose I don't want first name and I don't want last name. I want something more like full name. What you do is you go to the margin and you click on the plus sign. You click on the plus sign. Here's what you just put full name, right? Oh, there you go. How easy that was. Now we got full name. Is there something else that I would like? As I look, I already have a button. It's there. I may want to collect a payment. I could put the payment link on here. Do I want something else? Do I want to collect their address, their website? What do I want? Do I want a drop-down list? What is it that I'm looking for, right? I can go over and create custom fields because they don't exist yet. I could say golfer's handicap, whatever it may be. You do it right here. So one thing that's neat is oftentimes people use this to change the aesthetics by putting an image, right? I could choose an image here and go grab one and make a new banner if I have one. So I'm going to click logo, see if something pops up. All right, I can click a logo here and boom. Then once I save, I'm gonna have myself a nice logo like the top. You can just play around with. There's a lot of things you can do. You can't break it. Of course, it's important that you become very familiar with it. This is how you do it now. You also want to name the form so you know how to get to it, right? That way no one's ever going to take it serious. We know exactly where it is. Don't forget, look in our video where we show you about the privacy in terms of service. You're going to see this inside our Mission Academy. Also in websites. So when we get to that, I'd actually show you how you can actually make those pages pretty quickly if you didn't have us do it, so that you can do it. And then also how to insert this form into a website. Now there's something else to note. When you go to add a special field, you get to choose radio buttons, a way for your people to upload something to you. The sky's the limit. And just drop down list, date picker, where they can choose what date they're going to do something, and even your signature. There's all kinds of really cool stuff that can happen with these forms, but I want you to dive in and become familiar and certainly use what you can learn from how to master using a CRM so that you can now change the complexity of how much work you have to put in to get lots of results back. We'll see you in the next video.